Delicious co-creators, Lilou. I'm on the Juicy Living Tour today in beautiful Stockholm in Sweden with Jade. Hello, Jade.
Oh, it's so nice to see you, and hello to you. Huh?
I love Jade's energy. Oh my God, Jade is 93 years old and has written, you wrote this book, or you channeled this book, I should say, called...
More or less channel, but also I have some knowledge from the symbol language of the Bible, because it's written in a symbol language.
In a symbolic language, is that?
Yes,
Yeah.
symbolic language.
So you wrote, "Who am I within me?" And that's in English. You traveled the world, lived in many countries, and you bring this really precious information here, especially since a lot of people talk about 2012 and the shift. Let's start directly inside that topic. Before we get into how all this happens to you, I want to hear from you. What does 2012 mean to you? What is this shift about?
Well, the shift about 2012, it has to do with the Maya calendar, what Nostradamus said, what the Aztec calendar say, and also the revelation in the Bible. They all say the same thing, that the civilization is going to go away, that we have right now, but we are going into a better civilization, that we are going into a better consciousness, a higher consciousness, more understanding between individuals in the humanity, because humanity is always one, and the individuals are only part of the one. And if we fight within these different individuals, then we will have problem always. But with the higher knowledge that we are going into, we will have peace. We will see another earth of understanding. Of also, the book tells about where do you come from, where do you go. Life is eternal, and Einstein was the first one that said so. So we have it in the science world. I also made a speech in Helsinki, in Finland, and it was only science tips invited, and I introduced them to the new energy that you will find in the book.
And when we read the book and when we're in contact with this book, we could feel that something special happened when this was written, huh?
Well, I have written it in many years, in lots of different periods of my life, and then I became informed about the new knowledge, and so I had to rewrite it. And I have rewritten this book over and over and over again. Wow. Because the knowledge I have got was the higher than I received first. So therefore, it is I would say a 30-year
project.
But I hope that people will understand how we are born from a higher world into the physical world. Because we from the beginning, the only thing that we were existing in the light bodies. Yeah. And the light bodies are the reason why we can move the physical body. When the light body leaves the physical body, then you are so-called dead. But there is no death, because you just move on in the light body. And the light body is eternal. there is nothing you can destroy in the light body,
How do you know that for sure?
because I've been there.
You have experienced it in this lifetime, or you remember previous lifetimes? Because in this book, you have many conversations, and you go into past lives.
Well, I would say both. When I had my car accident, I left the body, but they pushed me back into the body again. But that period was in 4 days. So I have been on the other side and came back.
What people call near-death experience. You felt you lived in the you went to the light. You came out of your body.
I didn't come out completely, because if I had gone out completely, they would have declared me dead. But I was declared dead when I was a child, and I came back. So it does happen to me twice. And when a child has that experience, it feels natural to go in and out of the body. It feels completely natural, and I don't see anything that is frightening about death, because it's like going from one room to another and go back again, huh? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody has to be scared about death. It's a beautiful thing. It's better to die than to be born, because to be born is a lot of work for the baby. But to die is a pleasure when it is natural. Because if you're murdered, or if you're, then you are confused. But when you do it naturally, it's absolutely fine. Yeah.
So do you remember previous life, or is it that you were in contact with other souls that you were living with at the time?
Yes, of course. I did both. I had I'd had the experience of being in different lifetimes. So I remembered, for instance, I don't remember the people, but I remember the places and what they look like. So when I traveled the world after I was 25, then I remembered, I have been here, but I haven't in this lifetime. Oh, I have been here. But so they made me recall my lives when I came to Mexico, when I came to China or Japan or Africa or United States, and I lived in France for a while, and I remember my French incarnation, and how difficult it could be for certain periods in our lives, and how wonderful it can be for other person. I'm talking about now the eternal life. I'm not talking about the physical only. But when you are in a body in this world, then you have an experience, and you should have the language, you should have the culture, you should have the period clear, so that you can go on into the next country. And you are in different countries due to the fact that you can't get a higher consciousness if you're only in one country.
No, you don't think it's possible?
No.
Even with all these videos and technology now and all of that,
I'm not talking about present time. I'm talking about from the beginning that the human race came into our world.
Yeah,
And
you're talking about the big picture.
yes, I'm talking about the big picture. We have been here for 2.5 million years. No, excuse me, 4.5 million years, and we have been we have had all these experiences, so that we are ready for the higher consciousness now, because our consciousness that we receive in every incarnation is stored above our heads.
Oh, really? Is that one of the drawings that you have in here? Which one is that? Because I would like to show it also because there is also some wonderful drawings. Did those drawing they came to you? Huh?
Yes, I got the drawings first, and then
The text.
and then the text.
I love this one too.
Yes, it's but I'm sorry. Well, this is part of what I'm talking about, because this the human being has energy field here on top of your head, huh?
Yeah.
And that is the higher consciousness, your higher consciousness, that is a storehouse for all the knowledge from the very beginning, from the time when you came to Earth the first time, and all these incarnations you have gone through. And then above that one is a much enormous, big energy storehouse that is all the good things that you have done since 4 billion years ago and all the way until today. That is in the one enormous round energy body, can I say. And then you have a pyramid formed another in also only energy. And that body is called the electron body. And there you store all the knowledge, all the good knowledge, because the bad knowledge you leave, huh? That
I like that part. Yeah.
yes, you don't need that. No, so that's garbage. It's thrown away. Yes, and it's consumed in the violet frequency. The violet frequency. If you put a chair or a table in the violet frequency constantly, it will be dissolved. It can dissolve the atoms. And so we can use the violet frequency also to take away the good, the bad habits or the
bad energies to protect us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's not the protective energy. It's only purifying and dissolving, annihilating energy. Mm-hmm. And that energy is very important for the world today, because we have to annihilate so much of bad thinking, of wars and of the result of wars, and to help people to purify themselves.
Can we, were you suggested to have contact or to just ask for help or protection or purification? What is our relationship with the beings and the universe?
Well, of course, you constantly have. You are not one single second without that connection. So everyone, knowing or not knowing it, has that connection. But the only thing is that you shall not try to be better than you are. You should only try to get rid of what's wrong in you. I mean, envy, all the bad things. For instance, selfishness is the worst of all, and stinginess, and I mean everything that is not good. If you take away one day, one thing that you are aware of, I'm envious. No, tomorrow I won't be envious, and I will never be envious for the rest of my life. Huh? If you decide that, you can take away one not so good thing in your character, little by little, without any work. Huh?
Yeah.
But only one at each day. You can't take away all in one day, but try to take away one. Next week I will take away, and then you decide what. Huh? And the week after I'll take away something else that is not good in me. Then what will be the end of it? That you are perfect in every respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
You speak about this new golden age in 2012, and that is all about love and forgiveness. Is that for you has started or is starting on the 21st of December, or we will enter and things will become much easier? What is your understanding?
Well, for quite a number of people it will happen in December. But you see, humanity is consists of a lot of different individuals, and all are not in the same level of consciousness. So only those that are in the higher consciousness will experience the new thing in the beginning of next year, I would guess. I think it's a little bit too early for Christmas, but it will start with Christmas and go on. And then every individual will be take their time to reach more than 55% goodness in them. So they will experience that.
I see that in the book there is a lot of this drawing here with the man and the woman forming the heart and coming together. There is also one at the beginning here. That is the creation.
Yeah, the creation consists. I symbolize the creation with the female and the male energy.
Forming the heart.
Symbol. It's only a symbol. It's love, and love produce harmony. Love produce everything needed to create something. Huh? And nothing is created by only a male or a female energy. It has to be the two. Huh? Therefore, when the Bible talks about God, I think that it must have been a mistake, because God does not exist without the goddess. No.
I love this.
Yes, and creation doesn't exist only with a male or a female. It has to be I call it the creator and the creatorsness.
I love this.
Yes, there is no word in English for it, but that is what I call it. Huh? Yes, and like mother and father. I mean, a child cannot be born by just a father or a mother. The mother has the creative power to be created. You need life energy, and the willpower to have a child. But it's the child that creates itself. It's not the parents. They only give the opportunity the resemblance and the talents to a certain degree. But if you think about Frédéric Chopin, for example, he came born into a family where the father was a musician. The father didn't give the talents to the child. The child had the talent before and was needed to expand the consciousness about music. So they decide up in the higher world of energy that he was going to be born into a musician as a father, so that he could go on learning more and more about the musical world. It is the same about the scientists. It's the same about people with different talents.
You speak about invention in there, and at some point you're told that inventors are really ones that were chosen, and they received it because they were ready for it and ready to handle it, right?
Yeah, right. It's the same about every child that is coming down to this earth. That when the higher world sees how that child can be developed further and further, then they choose the family for the baby to be born. Yes. Nothing is inherited except likeness. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Is everything then predestined or already written to you, or there's still free will and we can change the what's written? How do you see it?
Well, we were given a free will. We are the only one that makes the decision about our life. We can't blame anybody else. We make our decisions to get down to that certain period of physical lifetime in a family where we have picked the father and mother. The father and mother never picks. It's the child that picks the family. And the family, and sometimes a soul can pick a family to that might be very difficult. But that is a reason for it, because they want to get rid of bad karma. And karma is nothing else but cause and effect. So if I have been a difficult child in a previous lifetime, I might choose a difficult family to get rid of it so I can forgive them. And forgiveness is the period of this period since the new millennium came in. So from year 2000, we have had the privilege of this new type of energy. But we are talking about energy because thoughts are energy. Everything is energy. I mean, yes, it's.
I'm smiling and laughing because I wish I had a grandmother like you. You know, it's so lovely to have this. Isn't it lovely? And is this so healing to be able to speak with two generation difference, this kind of language, and that you have this understanding and this wisdom to share. It's quite, and just your eyes. She's so beautiful. Are your eyes? You're like from another dimension. It's so fantastic.
Thank you so much. How sweet of you.
No, it's so true. You bring this level. It's so good at 93. And how was this received from your family? Were you sharing this? How was your life? Because I know all this happened in the 70s, so a little bit later in your life, huh?
That's right. It happens in the middle of the 70s, really. But it happened only when I was a child, also, and then when I was about 17, I think I was, it started to fade away. Yes. And then until my children were grown up, more or less, I didn't have any contact at all. But when I was a child, I saw that. I saw the different energy. And I thought everybody else saw the energies, but they don't. No. So the Kirlian photographs, there you can see exactly what I saw when I was a child. But it left.
Mm-hmm.
It faded away. Huh?
Mm-hmm. So you were automatically writing, your hand was starting to go off?
That was when I was...
in the 70s?
Started in the 70s.
Yeah. So that's automatic writing or guided writing, and you start all of this got answered?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So I only had to answer things. For instance...
You mean to ask questions, not to answer?
No, I had to answer.
Oh, really?
I had to answer when I asked a question. I had to answer it myself, which means that they said, well, first you have to show what you think, and then we can tell you if it's correct or not. You don't get anything for free. No. So at least not that it hasn't happened to me, except for a direct answer that also is in the book, that I didn't know who were the one that told me about that death was the king of life. And then I said, who is speaking? Well, it's yourself, but from a higher consciousness. So we have to remember that we have a higher consciousness that we are not aware of, maybe, but it's still there. It is there for every living thing, even for a bird that knows how to fly over from one country to the warmer country and back again to the northern country. That is the higher consciousness of a bird. Yeah. And you can disturb that by, for instance, an electricity is an artificial energy that is disturbing the life energy force. So electricity is no good for us. But when we have reached our higher consciousness, we will be the light.
So really we exist in many different dimensions, in many planes at the same time, and we can be at all times, we can open this channel to be more of higher conscious beings right now on this planet and be connected to all that is.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you have to have the guts and you have to have the really, I want to do this, huh? You have to be very sure that this is my way, huh? And if you are willing, the higher world is willing to help you. Yeah. Yes, and that is the most important thing, that we are determined to become better human beings. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And it's very...
By choice.
Yes, by choice. And but also we have to tell our children that are growing up that they are the creation in action, every one of them. And they have to take that responsibility. So when you grow up, you know that what I do in my world, it is only either good or bad. Say, for instance, in the Bible you have the tree of good and bad. Who is that? That's you. Yes. Yes, because you have the left side of the of the brain and hemisphere and the right side. The right side is the creative, the divine side, and the other one is the logic, the technical, the learning side. And if you teach a child wrongly, of course it's going to think wrongly. And therefore the responsibility for adults is enormous. You can say also that we were taught wrongly because the Bible has been changed so many times. What the Bible says, you can take, for instance, the wedding in Cana. Do you remember that one? Well, it says, on the third day there was going to be a wedding. What is the third day? The third day is year 2000. And there is going to be a wedding. What is the wedding? The wedding is the physical body that is going to be married to the higher mental body and the electron body. And that unity is making a person or an individual completely full of its own knowledge, which we don't have yet. So it's going to be a wedding between the physical and the light energy within us with the higher consciousness and the electron consciousness. And that's the wedding, and it says so in the Bible.
You said in 2000?
Well, you can never put a date because we are not alike. But those that are ready for it, they will make it. But the earth is not going to be emptied yet, but it's going to be emptied. Huh? The plan is to let Mother Earth have, let's say, a long night's sleep. Then she can't have any humanity here, or any animals or anything living on her. We have been parasites on her, so to say, and we have made her suffer a lot. But we will come into a new, everybody is more or less ready. I would say 10% of the population today, that is a lot of people. It's 700 million people. 10%. They won't be able to make it. So therefore, this period is extremely important because we have the knowledge. Now it's our responsibility to decide, am I going to be the one that is willing to read a book like this, is willing to understand? Because if you're willing to understand, you will understand. Huh?
The answers come to the one that seeks. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And the book is there to help parents to have their little children understand. A child can understand from 3 to and all the way in its life. You can't say, oh, it's not ready for it. A child is ready. Child is ready after 3. You can tell the child, do you know that you came where you came from? Well, some people say, well, you come from your mother's tummy. Well, a little girl I knew, she said, that I know. I don't mean that. I mean, how did I get down to there? Huh? So if you read the book, you will see where you come from. And you come from your own electronic energy. You go down from the higher world into the electronic consciousness, or then into the higher consciousness, and then into the heart, and the heart sends it on to the little mother in the tummy. So a child has a long the spark of creation has a long way to go, but knows exactly where it's going. It is no problem. And as soon as it has arrived to its correct place, then it creates immediately in in less than a second an atom or that you can call there is the life concentrated, and that cell weighs 21 gram. From that cell, the primal cell, that cell is creating the body from within, and the heart starts first. Then comes the body, but the heart is always the first organ that is created and forming the baby up to it's grown till 25 years, because the brain is still growing up to the year the child is 25, which is completely wrong to make a child starts to decide about itself when it's 18, because it's not developed. It should be 25 and not 18. I mean, they don't know anything about politics or banking or I mean, 25 is a good. Then the brain has grown to its best capacity, and with that capacity, the child can make their own decision.
And yet, from your generation, it's strange to hear that, because at 14 or at 12 years old or at 15, you guys were already working and out there.
That was not their choice. Yeah. That was their parents' choice or the politicians' choice. And I mean, you have difficulties everywhere in the whole world, because politicians can murder millions of people in wars, when a private person can't kill one without being in jail for the rest of their lives. Think about that. So I mean, it's absolutely a world that is insane. It's good when the kings or the politicians decide a war, but it's bad when one person does it. What is the difference? Well, of course, I wouldn't like to be a politician to decide anything like that, because I know that is my karma. I will suffer from it for the rest of eternity. Maybe.
That's a lot to carry.
Yeah, it's a load to carry. It's a load to carry. And the politicians should be very, very careful. They take away money from the old age people, and raising their own salaries enormously. I remember one of our politicians, Göran Persson, he raised the politician's salary 25% and 3% for the rest of the people. Well, that's a burden to carry. Yes.
Let's finish this beautiful conversation with your ultimate message, what you really want people to get. I'm sure you've expressed it in many different ways here in this conversation, but if you had to put it for us to hear it.
I would say, I would warn anybody to act before thinking. If I
act before thinking.
Yes, if I act without thinking, then I might make a lot of different difficulties for myself and wrong decisions and so on. But if I think, let me think about it, then I say, do I do it selfishly or do I do it for the best of the humanity? Do I do it for being somebody that understands oneness? Oneness is one unity, and that unity is humanity. If I add something good to that unity and oneness, then I do it correctly. My life is lived correctly. And if I do it selfishly, I might do the very, very wrong thing. There is 3 things that I think it's very important, and that is wisdom, unselfishness, and respect for creation, because the creation is the highest of all. The creations made God, the creations made human beings, so the creation is the utmost highest. It's the only almighty. And that is oneness, because we are nothing else but cells to this enormous, each creation that is constantly going on. Every second we are talking, you and I, the creation is going on, because the creation forms new ideas in human beings. The creation is giving lots of energy to every organ in your body. The doctors does not know about these energies, not yet, but it's coming if they read the book. I have been taught the energies that are needed for the different movements and power of thinking and power of seeing and power of hearing and we have to be so enormous grateful to the creation. And if we understand that creation is the highest and we are only small parts of it. If I can call myself I, as soon as I say I am calling on the power of creation, because the creation is called itself I. So everyone that can call himself or herself I is only a part of the creation and has to take that responsibility. So what I create today, I have to either suffer for tomorrow or extend my consciousness. But if I choose to extend my consciousness, I will soon be a very good human being and the creation in power on earth.
We become the hands and the mouths and of the universe and the creation, no?
Yes.
It's been so delicious speaking with you, Jade. Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for this conversation. Thank you for being who you are and so alive and vibrant at 93. What a great example.
Yes. Thank you ever so much, Lilou. It is a pleasure to have met you. I have had a wonderful day with you.
Thank you. Thank you, and much love to all of you watching. Thank you for watching the Juicy Living Tour unfold and all these amazing people moving forward and sharing their lives and their thoughts and the wisdom that they have received and live every day. This has been a great honor and pleasure to discuss this with you today, Jade, and to transmit that and share that with as many people as possible. Please share it with your friends. Thank you for supporting the tour. And another interview is coming up right now from Stockholm. Another one. The Swedish are rocking it. Much love. Bye-bye.
Love to everyone. I love you all.
I love you too.